Hi everyone! Today we'll learn how to retrieve data, filter data, sort data, and paginate data with SQL query. For this tutorial, we require a SQL editor such as Azure Data Studio, and we need to download the Adventure World Sample database. Links are provided in the description below. To retrieve data, we'll use the select statement. We specify the column name. For example, we want to take the first name in a person table. So with the from clause, we'll specify the table name. Execute the command, and we have the first name. Look at that we have repeated values from this column. To prevent this behavior, we can use the distinct clause. Execute the command, and we have no repeated values for the first name column. If we want to display multiple columns in this select statement, we separate the column names by comma. We want to display the middle name, the first name, and the last name. Execute this query, and from the output we have the three columns: first name, middle name, and last name. We can combine columns into a single column. To achieve that, we'll use the plus sign. So add this sign and we'll separate the columns by an empty space. And look that the middle name is optional, it has null values. So to prevent showing null values into this single column, we'll use a function called isNull to return an empty value when the value is null. Execute the command, and we have a single column based on the first name, middle name, and last name, but there is no column name. So to specify the column name, we'll use aliasing with the as keyword. So before the front clause, we'll use the as clause to define this column as full name. Execute the command, and we have the new column name. Finally, to retrieve all the rows, we'll use the star symbol. Execute the command, and we have all the columns from this table with all the data. Be careful with this query because it can impact the performance of our applications. To filter data, we'll use this product table. We'll select the name, the product number, and list price columns. Execute this query, and we have the data. So we'll apply the word clause to filter this information. The first condition is when the list price is less or equal to 1,000. We'll apply this arithmetic operation. Execute the command, and we have all the results that satisfy these criteria. We can add multiple conditions by using logical operators such as the AND operation. We don't want to show prices equal to 0, so we'll specify a second condition. Execute this query, and we have the results based on these two conditions. We can combine logical operators. For example, I want to add two ranges. When the price is less or equal than 1,000, or the price is greater or equal to 2,000, and the list price is different to 0. Execute the command, and we have the new results based on this query. We can also filter products based on text. For example, I want to display products whose product number column starts with some characters. For that, we'll use the like plus. For the product number column, when the product number starts with certain characters, such as SE, and with the wildcard, we'll define in this condition. So execute this command, and we have all the values when the product number starts with SE and the previous conditions. And we can even add another condition by adding the AND logical operators when the name contains the road what. So we'll use the same like plus and add the wildcards at the beginning and at the end, and specify the text is case insensitive, so we can add uppercase and lowercase letters. Execute the command, and we have all the names which contains the road what and the previous conditions. Comment this line, we can apply a range filter. For example, I will add another condition when the list price is in a particular range. So we'll use the between clause and we'll define the minimum and maximum values. So specify these two values and execute the command. We have the results based on this range filter. Comment this line. And finally, we'll use the in clause to filter data based on specific values. So for example, I want just results when the list price includes two specific values. Execute the command, and we have rows that matches the specified values. To sort data, we'll use the order by clause. We'll specify the column name. In this case, we'll order by price. Execute the command, and by default, SQL Server orders the values in an ascending mode, as you will see. We can combine this order by clause with the top clause in the select statement to get the 5 cheapest products from this product table. Execute the command, and we have only 5 rows. We can change the sorting mode for this order by clause. By default is ascending, but we can add the desk keyword to get the most expensive products. Execute the command, and we have different results. We're using the descending sorting mode. Let's keep the ascending mode. It's not necessary to specify this keyword. Finally, we'll paginate our data with the offset and fetch clauses. So type offset to skip certain number of rows. In this case, we'll skip the first 5 rows and add the rows keyword and combine this clause with the fetch clause, and we'll retrieve a specified number of rows. In this case, we'll retrieve just 5 and add rows only. We need to remove the top statement from the select clause. Let's execute. You will see we're skipping the first 5 rows and fetching the next 5 rows. So we can apply pagination. For instance, if we want to get the third page, we can change the offset and execute the command again. So we have the next page with page size equal to 5. In summary, mastering SQL querying is crucial for effective database data manipulation. If you want to learn more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video.